All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Juice is Loose number 41. And it's been a couple weeks since I had a podcast, but we're back and better than ever, hopefully. So we have some guests here. Got one new person. The rest are been on before. So we'll have you introduce yourselves and take it away.
Hello, Kufan here, your gaming diva. Let's just get started. Of course.
Yeah, hi, how's it going? Yeah, it's great to be here. I'm just like dazed out today. Freaking man, school, man, it takes out of you. But yeah, it's glad to be here. A lot of stuff has happened, so let's get with it, man.
All right.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Nia, the video gamer on YouTube, and I am out of it as well. I've had a long day, and I just had like a huge burger, and like now I'm sleepy. But I'm excited to be here.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Invited me again. It's always a pleasure.
All right, good to have you back. And then we have the first timer here on the Juice is Loose. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
And my arch nemesis.
Why are you going? Why you gonna give that bad first impression to me? Thank you. Hey, what's up, guys? It's the Insane Game Freak here. If you don't know me, I do a combination of anime, manga, and video game type videos. I'm mainly a Nintendo fan.
You're automatically my friend. So.
And you have a Rosalina poster in the background, I think.
Yes, I just recently put that up. I got the second set with like Shulk and Duck, and I was like, which one should I put up first?
I wanted that.
Oh yeah, that ends tomorrow.
Yeah, it does. I'm so sad. But
So
yeah.
we got some topics here. I'm just gonna give everybody an idea what the topics are. We're gonna start out with Xenoblade Chronicles X, the combat system videos that were translated from the Japanese videos that came out like 2 weeks ago. We'll talk about the Nintendo and their partnership with DeNA and their plans for mobile gaming. And then the unfortunate news is Zelda U is no longer a priority for 2015. Go over a lot of things about that, and then we're going to wrap it up with some E3 thoughts and predictions based on now that Zelda's not going to be there. So let's get started. So I'm gonna go to Mega Games Rosa first because this is his game.
Heck yeah.
Xenoblade Chronicles X. They had the combat system and some other stuff, some customization they showed. So why don't you just give us your thoughts and then we'll go from there.
All right. So basically they showed really good information. I watched it basically when it was not subbed. I kind of understood because I played the past Xenoblade game, and what the things that they added with different kind of arts this time. Of course, because you don't have the Minato anymore. Sorry, Minato boy. But you basically have all this different stuff now, and now that you have like a full-on party that you can really I guess form. Because now they have it where, of course, you have Team Avalanche. They showed off even the leaders too, within the factions, and those leaders are dang. I don't want to mess with them that early. When I'm level 99, I'll mess with them. But it's just what they showed was really nice. I like that. They're still keeping that battle system from the first Xenoblade. And the way they also showed ways of how the creatures react, whether they're kind of creatures that would attack you on sight, or they're the kind of peaceful ones that would just leave you alone because they don't give a frick about you. And yeah, I mean they really because I really can't explain that much, but
don't forget the Elma in the bikini.
Oh my god, dude. Alright, listen. No offense to anybody,
I'm
but
just kidding.
This game is pure Japanese work, man. Alright? You got armor that shows off so much skin that is the highest level armor. Like it's every other
And I'm not complaining at all.
Hey, I'm not complaining too. Hey, well, it's good. Look. I would say another thing, but I'm just gonna leave that alone. But yeah, I mean they really showed a lot. I know the next one. Now this is the one I'm really getting excited for because the battle system, yeah, all right, whatever. But the next one, especially. That's just the one I'm waiting for, and that's on the dolls. But the
Alright,
battle system
so-
looks nice, and everything is good.
Yeah, I watched this one with subtitles. There's a combo system.
Mm-hmm.
There's
right.
the soul voice. I don't know if you saw that with the Japanese, where your teammates will call out things, and if you do what they say, and you work as a team, that gives you HP back and also increases your attacks and stuff. So I don't know if that was in the original Xenoblade Chronicles. That looked pretty cool. And then like the weapon customization or the armor, which we kind of joked about, but it actually looked like some really cool armor designs. Your character can really look from the standard one we've been seeing to like a freaking alien-looking awesome thing. So I'm excited. I wasn't when I watched it in Japanese. I kind of got bored not knowing what was going on. As a new person to the series, never played Xenoblade Chronicles. I think you're the only one out of this group that was like a huge fan of that type of the first game, or that battle system is, if am I correct? I think Terrell, you said that. Nia, you said that. Coupon, I'm not sure if you played the first one or not. So I'm just going to ask you a couple questions, I guess, from how it maybe compares to Xenoblade Chronicles from somebody who hasn't played that. So from what I could gather, you just you move the character closer and further away, and then it automatically fires based on your distance.
I mean, it just what happens basically is you could be around, but just don't go that far away, of course. But any attack that you do, basically, you could be facing the other freaking way, it will still hit. Because,
can you like dodge, or is it?
Did you? Because it's been a long time.
Does it matter where you are? Like if you back up?
Oh
then
no,
it can't hit
actually, because it would do it kind of in. I think it would do it in an automatic way. But it's mostly where you're just standing in front of the enemy, and you just put in the commands of what attacks and stuff. So, it basically plays out like that. And if the enemy misses, it misses. It's like one of those.
Okay.
If you ever play like Etrian Odyssey, I bet you none of you guys have it. But yeah, it's just like that kind of play style where if the enemy misses, it misses. If it does hit you, it hits you. Something like that. It doesn't matter where you are. But of course, if you're running away, yeah, like a coward. But yeah.
And then it throws a giant rock at you and kills you. That was pretty cool. So I'm gonna go through the other guests here and just get your guys' take on what you think of Xenoblade, as maybe not as big RPG fans as Mega, which I don't think hardly anyone is as big of RPG fan. Just give me your thoughts on the game, what we've seen so far, and are you excited for it from what you've seen so far? So I'm gonna go to Terrell first.
From what I've seen of it so far, and I watched it in Japanese first, and then actually look at the subtitles. It's one of those games. See, I'm more of a turn-based RPG player. Like, I've never really been into the action RPG. And I don't know why. I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just a different sense of strategy that I'm into. I like kind of planning my movements, and whereas Xenoblade is more of that, you better do it as you're going in, or else you're going to die, like we saw the dude chuck the giant rock at the end. I think it looks cool so far. As far as the combat's concerned, it still has the same Xenoblade Chronicles thing, so I kind of have to mess around with it and get used to it. It's one of those games that I probably would pick up with day one, but I could see myself kind of going in and out of it throughout the months, because that is a time sink.
I'm the same way. So, final question on this topic for you, then I'll move on to Nia. With Zelda not slated for 2015 anymore, do you think they'll bump back the release date for this game and maybe try to fill that void later in the year?
Well, if Star Fox is still coming out, I think Star Fox will be the big holiday game, and this will probably be like somewhere between like July, August, September, because you got Splatoon coming out, the Mario Kart 8 DLC, Yoshi we think is coming out based on that European link that's coming out in June, so Xenoblade be kind of like a good end of summer fall game.
Okay, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. So Nia, what are your thoughts on Xenoblade Chronicles X from what you've seen so far?
I mean, I always thought the game looked cool, but it wasn't one of those games I was like super excited about. It was just kind of like a, that looks cool. I'll pick it up whenever it comes out or whatever. But really, I didn't become like super interested until I figured out that the game would have co-op, because I'm kind of like into co-op these days. I don't know if it's because like my schedule is changing and I don't have that much time, so like pick up and play and like co-op type of things are just like my thing now. But I think that the customization and all that looks cool, like the mechs and all that, and the armor and stuff. It reminds me a lot of Monster Hunter, and that kind of piqued my interest a bit. And I didn't play the original Xenoblade because, like I was saying before we went live, like I'm not really a big RPG person, but I could see myself playing Xenoblade Chronicles X and enjoying it for the most part.
And do you think they'll change the release date? You think it'll be later in the year, or did you ever think it was coming out earlier?
I think that they probably would give it an artificial delay. Like, I think that they will probably end up bringing it out a little bit later, even if it's already ready, because of, Zelda is no longer going to be in that block anymore. I mean, that's not really something I could answer, because, I mean, it's not like we already kind of knew when Xenoblade Chronicles was supposed to come out. But.
That's true. In Japan, obviously, they haven't announced any kind of delay or anything, so I think they're pushing forward with that April 29th date. So, yeah, it's kind of hard to say when it was supposed to be out and if maybe they'll push it. But I think September would probably be a fair, August, September, I think would be a fair assumption.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And then if Star Fox is the November one, I mean, that's pretty big, but I think they need 2 games. I don't think they could just rely on that one game, but that's kind of an off topic. Maybe we can talk about that.
I mean, if I'm to go off of what people have been posting about like Wii U games and stuff on the internet, it seems like a lot of people are more excited for Xenoblade than they are Star Fox. I don't know if maybe that's because we haven't seen anything.
Yeah, that's because we haven't seen anything of it.
Yeah.
I'm actually paranoid that game will get delayed too. To be fair.
Well, we wouldn't know any better if it did get delayed.
I'm expecting it. Nintendo never really does this thing where they announce a game and then they don't show it. And the 2 games they have announced like that, which would be the Fire Emblem Shin Megami Tensei game and Star Fox. Fire Emblem Shin Megami Tensei is in this like limbo state where people don't even know if the game still exists. There has been some rumors about it being at E3, but until I get some more concrete stuff, I'm not going to believe that.
So you think Star Fox is coming out in 2016 then? Is that what you mean?
Honestly, it's like...
I could see it, especially considering their whole plan for E3, which is talking about specifically 2015 games. And by the time they hit E3, like half of their major games will be out.
All right, let's save this for the end. This is our end discussion.
Okay.
So, let's go to Coupon. I guess I don't know what your thoughts are on RPGs at all. So why don't you just tell us if you're a fan or not, and then what do you think of Xenoblade?
Kind of half and half. It just kind of depends. I never played the original Xenoblade, so I know nothing about this. But going into this, I was kind of like how Nia felt. I'm not too interested, not worried about it. But seeing more and more of it kind of excited me, and now I'm to the point where I just have to play it, I guess. I know nothing about. I'm not any expert in any kind of way about RPGs, so this will be my first time going in like blindfolded, kind of. And I don't care, whatever. I'll figure it out as I go and play it. But it looks good. I mean, I just recently skimmed over the little mechanics for the battle systems and stuff, and it looks interesting. Something different. I could work with it. I mean, nobody's really an expert in video games. You gotta learn. You gotta work at it. So I'll figure it out as I go. But it really looks exciting. It really looks different. I'm still a little upset about the character models, but we can move on from that. I like the actual overall design.
I don't understand the hate for the character models.
I agree.
I'll tell you this.
This is where I come from.
Better than others.
This is where I come from with the character models. Just be honest with yourselves. They're not quite up to par with how beautiful that world is. But because the world is so beautiful, I can care less about the models. That's why I didn't harp on it too much. I mean, I could literally ignore the character models because the world is gorgeous.
Right.
You got those
creatures.
Big creatures.
And most of the perspective is on the landscape and the enemies.
Yeah. And they seem to put more emphasis on the world and the things you're going to be doing in the world as opposed to your characters. Besides, you're going to be making your own character, I assume, so what does it matter, really?
All they gotta do is just not let them wave their hair, like touch their hair.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
Stringy hair.
That looks really bad.
Cheat hair, no. No,
When
but
they-
I mean, we
there
gotta
is
be
no
honest.
strands.
Those
That's just like a
character
giant
models.
block.
Yeah,
those
there's zero hair
character
physics
models
going
are a
on.
little whack, but eh.
So I think other than Mega, we're all kind of in the same boat with that game. Like I'm intrigued now. And I like the design, the art style, the world they've created. I want to explore it. I don't know if I'll play it like a lot at one time. I think it might be one of those games I take breaks from and just come back to.
Same here.
Mega will have 500 hours in it before
He'll probably be
Oh
done
my God,
with
I'm
it.
gonna
He'll
be
be
on
done
that.
with it in less than an hour or something like that. Who knows?
Trust me, if it comes out in the summer, dude,
You'll be done by
what I
winter.
just typed in there, it's gonna be more. Yeah, it's gonna be
Lord.
more.
So
You're ridiculous, man.
When I get stuck to a game like that, that is, oh my God, like Final Fantasy, let's say, 14, like Xenoblade, Monster Hunter. Like Monster Hunter on the Wii, I had over 1,000 hours. 14, I had over 700 hours. Xenoblade, I
No
just took.
life.
I've never played.
Honestly,
Nice.
it's just so good. I get so, because when you fill it up with that much, it's just, I have to do it.
He's got a life. He just doesn't have a job.
Obviously.
Oh.
I wish I could put in time like that, yo.
Oh my god.
I can't play that long. My hands and my thumbs.
Like,
are sore.
I don't. It's not even. Yeah, I just can't play that long. Like my attention span goes elsewhere after a while. Like I got an hour in and I'm good. And after that, wherever my attention goes to, turn off the game, do something else. Like.
Yeah, the only games I can play for longer like is competitive or when you're playing with a group of people like Smash. When I had 7-player Smash at my house, we played for like 4 hours or 5 hours straight. So that's the type of games I can play. I like playing a single player game like that. An hour, hour and a half is probably max. So let's move on here. We got a lot to talk about. Let's get on with this partnership Nintendo announced. It's been a few weeks on this as well.
Here we go.
DeNA, I guess some big Japanese company. They're good with mobile gaming and networking, and apparently Nintendo's got this not a unified, but some kind of account system launching this fall. We don't know exactly how it's going to work. We know that they're going to bring new games using their IPs to mobiles, which is tablets and cell phones, and so I guess how does everybody feel about that? I mean. Nintendo IPs on a cell phone, is it a good or bad thing? I guess we'll just start with that and then we'll go a little deeper.
Man, at first I thought like the idea of it was like it was just a little bit too much for me. Like I couldn't handle it. And then when they actually said what they were gonna do, I was like, okay, that's actually really smart. Because you remember there was that rumor way back when that said that they weren't gonna actually like go mobile, like put legit games on it. They were gonna do like I don't know, just little small ads or something like that. That were like kind of little mini games, and that's essentially kind of what they're doing now with DeNA or DeNA, whatever. I think it's brilliant, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's as long as they do it right and don't just like. They said they're going to be new versions of their IPs. They're not just going to port over games, which
Right.
is
Because what's basically going to happen is they're just going to put, don't expect, of course, because I know all these people that don't expect, like, oh, a big, huge Zelda title, oh, yeah.
No, you're not getting
on
that.
mobile. No. It's going to be like little stuff like Pokemon Shuffle, stuff like that are going to be on
Might
mobile.
get 50 stars or something like that.
Yeah. And
Like-
this is actually good for them because people will be downloading this stuff, people that play mobile games, especially Pokemon Shuffle kind, because that's like a Candy Crush kind of thing. And since they have the name Pokemon on it, that's going to cause even more of a uprising on the, I guess, sales on the game. So they're basically going to be making revenue on every single thing they make on this, on the mobile platforms. And DeNA is there, of course, to help them publish their games on there. And mostly in exchange, I heard also that they're going to help them also with networks and stuff. So this would be nice to finally have
That's like
Nintendo know
that's
what
like
the
the main
internet
thing I care about.
Yeah, it would be great to finally let Nintendo know what the internet is, okay?
Right.
So that way we can get better servers, all that stuff, and if they are what they seem, of course, probably not even Microsoft standards, but if they are at least up there, right? I wouldn't mind paying for it. Honestly, if they're really asking for it, I wouldn't mind it, because if you actually are giving me a service that is actually good, and also with the membership, if you give me some extra stuff with it, since they're making this new kind of membership, I would pay for it. It just has to meet up to the standards. It can't be like a PlayStation Network kind of thing where it's just using the PS3 network. So
Right.
Well, I was gonna say I don't want to deviate too far off of that, but if they were to go that route, I would hope they would do something more like the PlayStation 3 service, where it was like, if you wanted more, you could pay for more, but they didn't like automatically stop you from getting on the internet playing online.
Yeah, two different.
Yeah, they could have like two services, one free, one paid. Yeah, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
I would like that.
Because that's
Like,
that's like my ideal situation to have that.
yeah, like
PlayStation
many
3
people
type.
have pointed that out, where they should have it where, okay, if you want to be a free user and just use like the regular servers and stuff like that, go ahead, it's free, whatever, do whatever. If you're one of those people though that are like, no, I can't have any lag, blah 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 blah, just pay for it. Right there. So,
And add some
like-
other features.
Yeah.
Add some other things. Because there's a thing going around that we're supposed to get the anime channel from that Europe has over here on the Wii U. So I don't know, make it to where, I guess, even though I don't really use that kind of stuff, I can just go on the internet browser.
Yeah.
But
Well, we already got the Crunchyroll app, and that's what I use.
I mean, yeah.
So I don't even need that.
But,
Let me throw this question at you, Terrell.
What's up?
Do you think Nintendo will do an overhaul to the Wii U operating system to fit within this, or is this just going to be for the mobile at first?
You'll see. I think they're gonna have to test the waters with mobile first. I think it's kind of like how they've been doing with the Wii U lately, where they're just kind of experimenting with different types of games. Where you have Pokemon Shuffle, you have new IPs in the form of Codename Steam and Splatoon. They're kind of just throwing stuff everywhere and seeing what sticks. And the one thing I actually am looking forward to in terms of the mobile stuff, if we could look for some more cool small revivals of like smaller IPs. Because just because an IP doesn't work on the home console doesn't mean it won't work on like the cell phone. So like we could get like an Ice Climbers game for mobile.
Yeah.
It's like, and that could slowly build into maybe a new home console game over the years.
Hype.
But I don't think the overhaul will come as soon as they jump onto it. It'll probably be like a year or so.
And do you think
Go ahead.
like people are going to have to create an account? Because they said it's also going to tie into the Club Nintendo replacement is also going to be part of this. So is that going to complicate things? You can't just buy the Nintendo game on your smartphone. You're going to have to create an account, kind of like Steam, but for a cell phone with Nintendo. Or is it just their game's going to be on the App Store and in the Android market?
I think they would just turn the Nintendo Network into like the whole thing. Like the Nintendo Network would expand onto mobile and tablets and whatever. And because you're gonna have to make one of those when you buy a Wii U anyway. So it's like if you can do that before you even buy the console, have the games pre-bought, and then as soon as you hook up your system and sign in with your Nintendo Network ID you've already created, it automatically just starts downloading the games. Because remember, they said they want to combine the handheld and the console into kind of like one thing, so that would be like a nice fusion.
Because I've been seeing that a lot where there's no, because I'm always, whenever I'm on the eShop on the Wii U, I'm just like, why do they have like a 3DS thing if I can't really buy it from here?
Right.
It's like, if you want to have that, make sure I can like go to the eShop on my Wii U, being that lazy, and just buy it off of there, and it automatically downloads to my 3DS system.
Yeah.
Well, here's
Especially since
a
you have the
question.
new 3DS.
Well, here's a question. Do you think that they might try to do that at some point in the future?
Yeah, they would.
might.
I bet they would, because I know they're really trying to take advantage right now of cross-buy. They really are. I think the first one they did, like themselves, I'm not talking about like anybody else, just Nintendo has done it with Mario versus Donkey Kong, Tipping Stars. And, they're really moving on to this to where now they're really trying to combine both of the platforms. And I hopefully they do for the next ones because I'm kind of getting sick of the friend codes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just to have it where, and I do believe that since the 3DS has a few more years ahead of it because of the new 3DS, that they're gonna get rid of the friend codes, and then you're gonna have it where you have your Nintendo Network ID friends on there, and that's just another thing. They just need to bump up the friends list, of course.
Well, I was gonna say the reason why I think the 3DS still had friend codes is because the 3DS came out before the Wii U, and I don't feel like they had that account system ready.
Yeah.
My hope is by the time the Wii U cycle ends, that the 3DS will have completely moved away from friend codes and maybe gotten to the point where you could actually start playing some 3DS games on your Wii U.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it won't be perfect, but I'm betting the next home console will have that down pat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they probably could experiment with those, with what you just said before if their new system's going to be a fusion system, they might as well try. Maybe that's what the new 3DS is kind of there for because it has the same layout. But let's stick to the mobile thing. Coupon, you're back. So let me ask you this question: Nintendo's standards of gaming seems to be a lot higher than a lot of the other developers. I don't think that's saying anything too bold. I think that's pretty much fact at this point. With them being in this mobile gaming market, could they maybe improve the quality of games on mobile, or do you think they have that power? Or
I mean, Nintendo has always been known to go the way of quality, so I think they can improve the mobile market. I mean, they're a new demographic. Nobody really plays Nintendo games on mobile. So with this being a thing now, I think people will see a difference in Nintendo mobile games as opposed to just random games being thrown out there and people picking them up and playing them for a few hours and then getting rid of them. They'll probably play the Nintendo games a little more than they expected than the mobile games we have. So I think they could probably start a new standard in mobile gaming, and there will be more quality games on the market trying to beat out Nintendo games. And
what do you think price point Nintendo will shoot for? Do you think they'll try to be in that $1 to $2 range? Or
I wanna say they will be in a happy medium, but I think they're gonna kind of tip a little bit over the price range just because it's their games, just a slight bit more. But it'll still, I think they'll still work on that whole bargain. I think they'll still have bargain prices, but it's not gonna stay at $2.99 too often. We'll probably see $5, maybe $7, maybe higher. I'm sorry, it's just
if they do that, they might as well not, because
but they might. You know how Nintendo is; they tend to do things a little backwards sometimes. So that might be their backward step. They get into mobile and charge you up the ass.
Well, I mean, if you're partnering with DeNA, I'm hoping they'll be like, listen, don't you do this. Don't you walk into the market like that.
I hope DeNA does it. I hope they're really good with letting Nintendo know, look, no, you can't be charging people like this for your games. Like, you gotta be reasonable. So hopefully they'll be reasonable. But
I was gonna say, on the topic of pricing, I know they probably won't do this, but I would like them to try a model that not many people try, which is the whole pay what you like model. Because, and the reason why I say that is because the cool thing about that model is, even though you don't necessarily, well, depending on who you are, some people make a decent amount of money from it. It would at least get the games out to people without any type of paywall behind it. And then you have more exposure. Now, granted, I don't know how people are with money on mobile. Most of that whole premium stuff seems to work well for people. But
I would be okay with them with $5 and down. Don't go past the $5.99 mark or whatever. But I don't know. Nintendo, they kind of quirky with the way they do stuff. So they might come out the market talk about $10. People be like,
well, honestly though, I mean, they said they're gonna make new games, but if they were gonna port a game, honestly, Kirby and the Rainbow Curse would absolutely be perfect on a tablet. I mean, especially the ones with the stylus, like the Surface has that awesome, accurate stylus. Like, as soon as you get close to the screen, it shows your cursor. They could just port that game directly with the visuals intact to like tablets. I mean, it would work perfect. And that game so far hasn't really been selling that well, maybe they'll change their mind, like something like that. But then they're gonna want 10, at least
Yeah.
$10
Well,
for
$10
that,
for that at least as a mobile game. I
you
could
know.
see
But
that.
it would suck because the Wii U version's 40. So I mean that would
Right.
cause a problem. But I'll go to Nia. Do you think like if Nintendo does this right and has games for a couple bucks and they're actually good, decent games for mobile? I mean, there's been some pretty good mobile games. A lot of people say Mario like Runner will be like something they would go for, stuff like that. But will this help Nintendo's image with the younger gamers and stuff, or will this only like worsen it in the gamers' eyes? Just
Well,
once the games come out, I think maybe it'll either tell the story whether it's going to be a good or bad thing. But so it's hard to speculate. But
well, I mean, in my opinion, I know you mentioned the whole thing about forcing other mobile developers to step up their game. Essentially, I don't think that Nintendo's going to mobile gaming to recraft the way that people do mobile games. I think they're doing it because they're intentionally trying to split the market. Because if you remember, they went specifically for the casual crowd. I mean, they have some core games on Wii as well, but the casual market, they were trying to reach for the broadest reach possible. And with the Wii U, I think they kind of wanted a middle ground of both core and casual. They're seeing that that's not really working, so I think what they're doing is they're trying to take, I don't want to say they're casual games, I don't think they really have casual games. Like even a game like Animal Crossing, I really wouldn't consider that casual because you can still do so much in the game, but I think they're just trying to use mobile as a way to broaden their reach without hindering their core devices, if that makes sense. Like they're using mobile to continue that revenue of the things that they were able to do with the Wii, and then they're going to use their creative prowess and whatever it is that they want to do specifically. Like they're going into a new age right now with games like Splatoon and games like Codenames Theme, and I think we're going to be seeing a lot more, how can I put this, more games that represent the quote-unquote new age of Nintendo, and I think that's what is going to be happening with the 3DS and the Wii U in its later years and onto the Nintendo NX, if that makes sense. And I don't want to say that they're using mobile as a cash grab, but they're just using it more as
another platform.
Another platform.
do you think there'll be like
Yeah.
teaser type games where here's a little piece of what Pikmin plays like?
That's exactly what
Possibly,
Here's the-
yeah.
they
Go
even
get the retail
mentioned.
version.
So they're just using
They
it to
even
kind of
mentioned-
cross-promote.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they even mentioned that that's what they were going to be doing with their mobile games. Like they're going to be
That's
making
good.
content specifically for mobile to kind of get people acclimated with their IPs and make them want to go out and buy their more core devices like their handhelds and the consoles.
Yeah, I mean
That's a good way.
it's a good idea. Let's hopefully they handle it and market it properly, and we'll see what happens there. I mean, it's not that far away really, but I guess we'll have to see how they approach it, because they could change their mind and from now until then what they want to do. I mean, I guess I wouldn't be mad at them for like releasing Mario versus Donkey Kong
they're too
Tipping
proud.
Stars or something.
To be honest. So I think they're too proud to put their core games on mobile.
Yeah. Like, we'll see.
No, like
So,
I'm dead serious though.
It seems that way.
yeah, I mean,
They're
the
not
way
gonna put core games on mobile because they're proud. They should be. They have every right to be. Their IPs are some of
honestly-
the most recognizable.
Yeah, I respect that. So
there's not a lot of games that would work with touch controls.
Touch
honestly,
controls, yeah.
their platformers are too precision based.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
They got to do something like that. There's like a game where you use your finger to ride a skateboard and do flips and stuff. I mean, I watched a kid play that for like 2 hours. We're playing Smash and he's just playing that, and it's like, dude, that's just the dumbest. I mean, but that's what the kids play. That's what they're playing. So they got to find something. Just hook them in with something simple, and then maybe get them to want to play something a little more in depth. So. Hopefully it works out for them. I'm not mad at them for it. I know the stocks like skyrocketed when they announced this.
Yep.
And then,
That's what they've been wanting them to do, man. And you gotta remember, like, kids these days and new gamers these days are not like how we used to be when we started gaming back in the day.
we talked about
pick up and
this.
play.
We talked about that on when we had the podcast about the state of gaming, about how the younger gamers are getting brought up on these really simple, just move your finger really fast on the screen, like no thinking involved, no skill involved type games, and it's kind of a detriment to the future of gaming because they're starting with that type of game, and then, like I told you, my nephew plays Zelda. He doesn't even know what to do because he's not used to having to think to play a game. You know, he's used to just doing stuff on his iPod on the touch. You know, so I hope they can have a positive impact on mobile gaming, but that remains to be seen. So let's get on to the big, sad news. Zelda.
Oh my god!
I want to take that clip of Nia freaking out over the Tetris, and I want to make that a video. Like, Zelda was waiting to 2016.
I was going to pull a clip from my Zelda U discussion back in June where I predicted it would be in like the first or like summer of 2016 was what I predicted the release date.
Goodness.
I was hoping I was wrong. I even said that. I hope I'm wrong, but I just feel every major Zelda console game has, in the history, other than Majora's Mask, I think, has gotten a delay. So
I can blame you then.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But here's the question I want to ask, because I mean, everyone watching this already knows what was said. So, do you believe Nintendo and their reasoning? Do you believe that they had all these great ideas and just they felt that it was worth implementing, is worth delaying the game or not making it a priority to hit a 2015 release date to implement these ideas they had? So, just real quick, I'll go through everyone. Do you believe that to be the full reason or the main reason, or don't you? So we'll start with you, Terrell.
I'm kind of half and half.
Okay. Nia?
Yes. I believe Enuma. He's one of the most based people at Nintendo, I think. He's one of the most level-headed developers there that actually speak.
And he seems very classy. Like, I don't think he would come up here and go up there and lie in a video for some executives. Did we lose you, Nia?
I
think Nia cut out.
She cut out. Oh, she called. Yeah.
Mega, we'll go to you. Do you believe their reasoning?
Like I said before, man, I'm just gonna wait until April 1st is gone, man. Because honestly, you know, they have dirty people over there too. Freaking Sakurai's one of them. Okay.
Trolls.
No, he's misunderstood.
Yeah, they do have. Okay. And I'm just gonna wait after, and if nothing comes up, then I'm just be like, all right, they got some legitimate reason, but this delay, okay, and I spoke to this about many people, all right, it better not be to add amiibo support. I will be like,
oh my god,
it isn't. Come on.
No, but listen, I
That's
know.
the dumbest thing I heard.
I know, but the games that they have done right now is just, oh my god, dude, it's insane though, because I actually would believe they would do something like that. I actually do, but I'm hoping that they really are really gonna add a lot more than what they were previously thinking, and definitely gonna be waiting to see what kind of news we're gonna get about it, because it seems like we're probably just gonna get more information on a direct instead of E3 itself. So yeah.
All right, so you. That was a long answer. So do you
all right. Yes.
Okay. Keep on. What do you think?
Sort of like what Games was saying, pretty much, kind of on his side, but also with Terrell. Half and half. Wait until after April, and then after everything is said and done, I'm pretty much sure that yes, that they have some more things they want to put in it, but also kind of feel like they probably had to push it back for other reasons other than what they were saying, but we'll never know. So.
Yeah, I think.
I do want to point. I do. None. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, you're good. I'm done.
See, when we saw that VGX footage, and I saw everyone was going hype about it, that game still looks really rough in a lot of areas. I think the most blatant part was the one where he's like, "Oh, you can use the gamepad to zoom in on areas." I could not make out any real textures. I just kind of saw like green blocks and everything. I mean, it wasn't like terrible, but it looks like that game is not finished yet. And I really think that's the part of me that believes that he is working on other things. Like, I don't think that game is polished enough yet, especially for Zelda standards. I do not think that game is polished enough yet. Like, even the scene where you're saying they were running through the trees and the forest, and they were like, hey, look, you see apples and insects. I was like, I don't see any of that.
They said they turned it off. I'm like, why?
Yeah, okay.
I will challenge your texture thing because it is a cell shaded, pretty much kind of a cell shaded look they're going for, and it was way far away stuff. So I wouldn't expect a lot of texture quality there. But I did, there was some shapes that were just some pretty basic shapes of the trees and stuff. So, but as far as the textures, I don't know. From when they showed Epona running through that tall grass with those trees and the sun kind of coming through the trees, I thought that looked amazing. But so getting back to the excuse, the Wii U obviously still struggling, hasn't hit 10 million yet. This would have been a big holiday game for Nintendo. Like that had to have been like their biggest game they've had since. I mean, Smash was pretty large, but for anyone else that hasn't bought a Wii U, Zelda seemed to be the game. So for Nintendo to not make it a focus to come out tells me, and to miss out on some potential huge holiday sales, that's why I believe the excuse that they want to add more and they want to make it the best game, because they just can't afford to not have that game out for any bad reason. They couldn't just, we want to fill out our 2016 lineup or something. No, they needed this game. So I think, and from that standpoint, I believe that they had the reason was really good, because otherwise there's no way they would have. It's going to affect the Wii U sales too much for the holiday. I think that game would have really pushed, especially with Uncharted 4 having been delayed and announced. That was announced before that. So I believe the reasoning. I believe that they do want to make it a better game, whether they just had a bunch of new ideas suddenly or they just realized what they were doing wasn't going to be enough to fill that huge world. I guess we'll never know, but I do trust that there was a good reason for it, and I'm excited that they did make it a priority to just make it the best game possible. And he even said, which kind of hit home the most with me, was the game's looking, with these new ideas or whatever, looking to excel or exceed even his expectations for the game. And from his body language, for the 2 times they've shown it, he seemed to be very proud of the game and excited about it. So now that these whatever reasoning has got him more excited that it's going to even exceed his high expectations, that got me really excited. But here's the thing. They said they're not going to show it at E3. That was the second part of this. So if they're not going to show it at E3, they're not just going to release the game like May next year, not having shown it at E3 ever. I think that almost guarantees late 2016, since they've decided not to show it at E3. What do you guys and gals think? Am I right, or do you think they could release it without ever really showing it at E3, like playable or anything?
Well, considering they do so many directs, focus on specific games, I could easily see that thing. Personally, would I rather get like a cool demonstration at E3, or would I rather get like a 30-minute to maybe a 45-minute direct on it? Personally, I think you could throw in like at least 1 or 2 directs focused specifically on Zelda U and still get the same amount of attention, because we've seen from directs, when something gets announced, it's blown up on Twitter for like a good few days afterwards. Mm-hmm. So, but then again, it's Nintendo's track record, and granted, they have been better about release dates. So I'm kind of like, maybe I don't see it coming out in early 2016. I'll say that. I could see it being a summer game at the earliest.
Yeah, because I think I don't know if I don't know if it was a Zelda game or maybe it was Mario Galaxy 2. Something came out in the summer on the Wii. I don't remember if it was Skyward Sword or not.
I was thinking Skyward Sword was like not holiday, but around that area game.
Yeah, actually it was. I think it was November. But anyone else want to chime in on that they're not going to show it at this year's E3? What they, I don't know the exact wording. It sounded like it wasn't going to be showcased, I think is what they said.
I'm okay with them not showing it this time around for the simple fact that if they're going to add more to it, put more in it, whatever it is they're doing, why would you want them to bring it to E3 this year if it's not going to be released until next year and you're not going to get anything extra to look at? All they would show us was probably what they showed us at the Game Awards or something, or some minor extra stuff. I don't want to see the same stuff again. I just don't. So keep it a secret, keep it behind closed doors, do what you got to do to it, put more in it, show us maybe next year E3, because I think it might be a summer, late fall game, something like that, late summer, early fall maybe, who knows. Or, you know, or like Terrell said, directs, throw it in the directs. Let us see more and more as you continue to put more into it as you go, and then we can get more excited for it for next year.
Yeah, that's scary hearing you say show it at next year's E3. Like that really hit home.
Definitely.
I'm just saying. I mean, gotta be realistic.
I know that's
that
so
bag.
far away.
It might be that far away, and if it is, buckle down, folks. It's gonna be a minute.
And here's the problem with that, though. When you like the Wii U at that point will be in its 4th year. And if they're gonna have a new system in 2017, which a lot of people are saying because that's the 5-year cycle, then they're gonna have to show pretty much show the new system at E3 next year, possibly, or maybe they could wait and do a separate direct on that. But then you got the biggest game they've ever made, budget-wise, development team-wise, coming out at the end of a console's life. I mean, that only hurts sales. I mean, any game you've ever looked at other than GTA 5, it's the only game that I've ever seen not do poorly.
The first time we had it.
But
the end of the year.
They brought up Skyward Sword came out in 2011.
Yeah.
I know, and it did terrible compared to Twilight Princess. So
true. I don't know. I'm still skeptical that this new system that they're going to be talking about, which I keep saying, they're going to talk about it next year, but I don't think we're going to see anything on it, actual proof, evidence, or anything until 2017. And I don't really think this NX hardware that we're considering to be a console is a console. I think it's still hardware. They said it's NX hardware.
It could be an operating system, but that's why I didn't even bring it up. We don't know enough about it.
We don't know. Yeah, so I'm just gonna wait till they say something. But for now, I'm gonna assume the Wii U still has the extra couple years to go, and we're not gonna have to to worry a new system. So
hey, well, guess what? You can pre-order it now.
I know.
Here we go.
Okay. You can buy a piece of paper. All right, go.
So, anybody have any idea of what maybe something new they could do with this open world Zelda game that would be enough for them to have delayed the game? I mean, it's hard to try to be that creative, but
I don't know. Maybe you could play as Zelda this time. I don't know, or maybe you could play as Ganondorf or something.
I mean,
they said they were taking mechanics from Hyrule Warriors to throw in there. That's something I heard.
Well, he really liked how the cutscenes and everything worked.
There was some of those mechanics in there, but
maybe they came up with like a seasons thing, like fall, winter, spring, and summer.
That'd be nice.
And they're gonna fully flesh that out or something. That's, I mean, for me.
What if they actually put voice acting in the game this time?
No! Already!
Grenades
I'm
so
ready. I don't care about y'all, but I'm so ready for that.
If it's good voice acting, I
do not get me excited.
Don't have bad voice.
I mean, if they can have the option to turn it off for those who don't want it, that's fine. I'm cool with that, but I would love voice acting.
Hello, they haven't been doing it more often lately.
I don't want I don't want them to like, our new idea is to have all this awesome CG cutscenes that are going to be there was enough in Skyward Sword, it was just enough. And I looked forward to the cutscenes after like hours of gameplay and saying, all right, I want to see what's happening with Zelda, I want to find out more about the story. So I hope that's not that, but Games Rose are usually pretty good at ideas. Anything
cinematic
you can come up with?
Yeah, heck yeah, cinematic QuickTime events. A whole part of the game that's a whole freaking cutscene. And that'll be about 2 hours. Yeah.
You can't skip it.
You can't skip it too, because the game's only about like 2 hours. But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I have to be
That's
serious.
what they're gonna do.
You're
They're
so
gonna make the
funny.
game 5 hours long. That's what.
Yep.
They're gonna find a way to make that open world game only last 5 hours.
So I have a question though.
But-
What if they start? What if I know this is far fetched, but what if they're starting somewhat closer to the ground up, back up, and ground up again? What if they're like? I don't think they are.
Not with the
but what
game
if?
world, but maybe with some
What
of the,
if?
maybe the dungeon structures or something. they
Yeah.
can change, but the game world's set. They're not gonna start that over. That probably took them 4 years.
Be like, we're starting over.
Yeah.
We're starting over. Thank you.
Last Guardian.
We're just.
It's gonna turn
It's
into like the
probably
Wind
set up-
Waker.
Oh heck no! They probably just restarted something that was really, really needed an overhaul, and then they like found some. When they did it, they probably found something like, "Oh, this would be awesome to put in the game." Okay, push the game back. We need more time.
I think it's probably gonna have to do with how the dungeon system works more
Yeah,
than
something
anything.
like that. Or maybe
No.
the dungeons are bigger, like more broad or something.
There's so many. I mean, there's so many possibilities with that open world. How big it was. So just hopefully it just gives them more things
Yeah,
to put in that world, more things to do.
Yeah. Rain, weather system, that'd be nice.
I think they already confirmed a weather system. If I
Oh,
don't.
cool.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
All right. Anybody wanna comment on Zelda before we move on to the final topic?
I think we're done with the
Just let
heartbreak.
it be
Yeah, we're
good.
good.
We're done with the heartbreak. Yay, we got double the
I'm
pleasure.
about to say, Nia,
double
you
fun.
cloned yourself.
You got double cherried.
Oh, dang it! I wanted to say it. You beat me to it.
Shadow clone jutsu.
Shadow clone jutsu.
Oh, Lord.
All right.
My
So
headband from the back.
we'll give Nia a minute to get
To find herself.
figured out there.
Find yourself.
I've done that before, where
Came
actually-
back, and I don't know why there's two of me in here.
It'll go away in a
You
little
gotta-
bit.
Or you could maybe close it or back out of one of them. I don't know. But anyway, we're talking about E3, so let's just real quick. We got a ton of questions. I just looked and there's like a lot. So
Oh, is there?
with Zelda not apparently being showcased at E3, Nintendo followed that up by saying they're only going to show 2015 games. Now that seems ludicrous to me because we already know about most of these games and we've known about them for a while. I'm sure there's some surprises. But they've also said on Nintendo Directs, like, this will only cover spring titles. And then we get Xenoblade Chronicles X trailer, So they've said things in the past and not followed through. So does anyone here think they'll actually only show 2015 titles at E3?
No.
No, they're gonna
go into
There's about
2016.
Yeah,
They might
Yeah,
share. They might share one or two 2016 titles.
It's
Well,
gonna
they'll
be
do it-
majority 2015, but
Or they'll do what they did with Xenoblade, where it's like, oh, Xenoblade is spring, just not for America. It's spring.
That's a loophole.
they'll do mostly 2015 and then sneak a couple little 2016 titles in there and be like,
Yeah.
what?
Little Metroid teaser or something.
Yeah, be like, hey, this is coming next year, but guess what? We got this for this year. Oh, come on, go back to that.
Because the last couple of years, their games that they focused on a lot of them were, a year down the road. So Splatoon supposedly come out in May. The Mario Kart DLC will be out.
Boycott.
So that leaves, basically this leaves Xenoblade Chronicles X, Yoshi's Woolly World, Mario Maker, Star Fox, and The Devil's Third. And then that one, who's working on that other like free-to-play, was that Tecmo? Or,
Namco Bandai.
Yeah. So that's 6 possible. That's 6 games we know of that are for sure slated for, they're trying to hit 2015. That's not enough in my mind for E3.
You mean ones made by Nintendo or in partnership with Nintendo?
Just any game, just games we know for sure. I mean, other than Skylanders.
I think there's going to be some more games they're going to announce, too.
Yeah,
that
I
you just
do.
absolutely
Somebody
know.
reminded me of that Rodeo Sky game.
Oh, Rhodia, the Sky, whatever.
Yeah, but like I said, we know about. We've seen a
Yeah.
lot of
that
footage
game's
of
about to
that.
come out in Japan too.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of footage of Xenoblade Chronicles X. Yoshi, we've only had one trailer and a demo. And Star Fox, we have had nothing. Devil's Third, we had the one trailer.
Yeah.
So
We'll see more of that, hopefully, because I need to
Well, I
see
think Itagaki said that he's about done with
pretty much
Devil's Third.
done with that. That's what he said.
So I'm expecting that pretty soon.
so my
I'm
question.
expecting some more like.
I'm actually looking forward to this. We might get a lot of surprises. That's what I'm looking
That's
for.
my question.
They-
How many surprise games or unannounced games do they have to have to really make this E3 exciting, because like I said, we already know about most of the games. So how many games, like surprise games, do they need to have to really put E3?
20,000.
At least 2 or 3. I think they have to be big though. Because I mean, Nintendo's done that in the past where they've like, oh yeah, by the way, this is coming out in 3 months. Like, oh,
Yeah, I know. It's
yeah.
like, what is that?
We might get like like Nintendo Kart or something. Like
Yeah, but you got.
I would say this because they did say they're gonna show games that we have not seen. All right.
Mhm.
They do have a lot of other stuff that they didn't even
3DS
show.
games.
Probably. Yeah.
And why do they say that they
And that's just one thing.
haven't talked
Whenever they
about it
say
yet?
They're
It's
showing
just-
more games. It's usually on
it's
the
just like,
3DS.
hey, we're gonna show more Wii U games. They only show like 2, and then the rest is 3DS.
Yeah.
Right. And that's generally everybody falls to that
It's
one.
just
So
like,
be
all right.
prepared for 3DS.
It's just like, all right, listen, all right, I didn't mean it, but the 3DS is doing fine itself. All right, it's doing fine. It has Pokemon. It has all that.
That's
Literally, that's all
plenty.
you need to release on that freaking thing. It's just Pokemon.
Pokemon.
You're good. But the Wii U needs something. Man. The Wii U needs all this stuff. Like Ironfall should have definitely been on the Wii U.
That Ace Combat should have been on the Wii U.
Ace Combat should have been on the Wii U. And you know, all these different games actually should have been on the Wii U. But they go on the 3DS because, of course, all that sale garbage and everything. But this E3, they have to really go with the Wii U because now they have all these people being like, oh, what's the point of buying when the NX is going to come out? Because, you know, there's...
That's just people being silly.
And what kills me about that is I feel like people spun that the wrong way. The NX was not.
Yeah, they did.
It was not meant to be like an announcement for the console. It was just to make sure that people didn't freak out about them just doing mobile.
Exactly.
Right.
Of
That's
course
why I
you
didn't
can't
want to
get
bring
past-
it up.
You can't
Yeah.
get past stupid people, but they really just gotta get through with showing Wii U games. They gotta, if you want to show a 3DS game, just show it in a different show. Okay, just
Put it in the
put
direct.
it in another one. Yeah, put it in the direct. Enough with the 3DS. Go with the Wii U. Give me what?
The 3DS
What?
can have like 2 and 3 games that come out each year and still sell like hotcakes. Like it's
Right.
crazy.
It's just like the thing's fine. It gets games every day. Like it's
I wouldn't
okay.
say that, but okay.
That's going a little too far.
You're regulars, man.
Gets games every month for sure.
It gets
Alright,
for
just
sure.
games every month. All right, but yeah, they just really gotta broaden up with the Wii U, give it more to its library. Enough with the 3DS, man. I love my 3DS. I love it. It's good, but I want to love my Wii U too.
Well,
So-
they kind of did that last year anyway, because there weren't that many 3DS games really talked about at last
And
year's
the thing-
E3.
Not to get off topic, but the 3DS, we don't really know of any big games coming out for the rest of the year on the 3DS. Other
Yeah.
than
They
Xenoblade.
don't have to have a single big game on a 3DS, and it would still sell.
I
Yeah,
know,
it
but
would.
they really
Just the PlayStation 4 for Nintendo.
Exactly.
what they got
But
to
just to counter Mega's point, like the 3DS, we don't know of any games coming out past Xenoblade Chronicles really, and or Bravely Second if that comes to the US.
I want that
They almost
localization
have
so
to.
I want
bad.
that
They
localized.
have
Yeah,
to
I know.
they have to show 3DS because we don't know of any games. Like they have to show something at E3.
Because just one more thing is at E3, I know I'm getting into this too much, but give me what you got on the 3DS, those features of themes and stuff, on my Wii U, please.
Yes, please.
You don't get no love.
Oh my god, and they're about to have some Shantae themes coming up. Oh my
don't tell
god.
Oh my
I
god.
don't want to hear that. That just made me sad.
Shantae in Smash.
I've been getting
Oh
so
man, I want that so bad.
So I meant to ask this question right at the beginning. Has anyone's excitement for E3 been reduced because Zelda's not going to be there? I can
No.
answer that.
No, that's to me.
Not
it's-
really.
I got
Okay.
plenty. I got
Let me
plenty
answer this
more.
quick. I changed my plans. I'm not going to E3 this year because my only reason I was going to go was if Zelda was going to be playable. So I'm not going to spend $1,000 to go see games I already know about.
Right.
And maybe another Captain Toad surprise level surprise game. You know.
And before they announce
Come on,
F-Zero.
You got to know about the next Call of Duty, man. Come on.
So-
You gotta play
That won't be on the Wii U anyway.
What about What about Star Fox? It's like it's getting
Yeah.
nobody cares about it.
That's
Like,
why
at
I'm
all.
worried. I think that game might get pushed back, to be perfectly honest.
Like,
You know what? You gotta
I'm
shut
way
your
more-
mouth
you
right
need to be
now.
quiet because
Shut
you're
your
not
mouth.
making this any better.
Jesus,
Shut your mouth.
I'm high for cover.
They honestly just need, in order for these games to
Like-
be known to people. Of course, people that follow gaming, that follow all this stuff, that go to these events, that follow these events, they will know what games like Star Fox is, or when it's even gonna be out. For everybody else, they don't know.
I know,
So
but the main
Nintendo-
people are crying Star
That's
Fox
the
and
reason
nobody's
why-
saying anything
Well,
because
it's just
we had no Zelda.
No, we gotta
Okay,
do
guys,
something.
One at a time.
Okay.
I gave you've had the table for a while, so I want Nia.
That's fine.
I want to get Nia's thoughts.
Well, first of all, I just want to say that's the reason why Terrell is my arch nemesis. Because he's okay. No,
That
but
Mario Kart 8 salt. Chill out. So
Make me
salty.
beat you in that.
no, but I feel that we're probably gonna see some more stuff than what we think. I mean, they might be small.
Uh-oh, I think you're
Oh.
breaking up.
And I think that the games that we know, are coming, they're probably just gonna go real detailed with, and I'm actually okay with that. Like, if they're gonna be talking about 2015 games, like just make sure you get into the meat and potatoes of what's gonna be in the game and how they play and what you could do and stuff like that. Like say like how we know like Devil's Third is coming out this year. They could just like show more about Devil's Third, like have like how the Treehouse was last year when they were like being salty to each other when they were playing like the multiplayer games and stuff, and they could just do that. Like I would totally watch that. Like I took off 3 days for E3 and like my eyes were glued to my TV.
Yeah, that's a good idea actually. Why don't you lay out like a good E3 for you personally?
For me,
Yeah, just for Nintendo and the Wii U side of it.
I just want to see people playing games. Like to me, like the best thing about, because when you think about it, last year at E3, they didn't really announce a whole lot, but the stuff that they talked about it in detail, and that was the best thing about Nintendo's E3 is because they showed, okay, we can show you what games are about without hyping you up on some fake stuff. We can actually show you what it looks like, what it plays like,
So
and
the
just
Treehouse,
people,
you're hoping
people
Treehouse.
having fun interacting with these games that are supposed to be fun to us, right?
Mhm.
That's all they have to do is just be Nintendo. Just
I'm
be
glad you brought that
Nintendo.
up because for some reason I was just thinking of their presentation, whether they have a conference or another digital event. I was completely forgot about the Treehouse. So
I think that they should do a conference in a treehouse because conferences are usually televised, and that's the only reason why. But I
conferences are
was.
so bad though. They're so
It
awkward and hard to
depends.
watch.
It depends on how you do it though.
You
I
just
mean, they just gotta show up and show out because they ain't gotta be boring.
I don't want to
They
see
don't
it.
have to.
I'll be perfectly honest. If they repeat what they did last year,
I still
and
want
then,
to.
just switch out a little bit more of the variety with the games, because I think the one thing I think I kept talking about the Wii U when it first came out, and like that first year we got 3D World and Donkey Kong and all the like Pikmin and all that stuff, is that the variety was kind of bad. Like I think we had like 3 or 4 straight platformers. You had Rayman Legends, you had Sonic Lost World, you had Mario 3D World, you had Donkey Kong come out, and it was like, that's 4 platformers, and you're telling me like out of your must-have games, I have like 1 racer, like 2 beat-em-ups, and like 5 platforming games. Like that's one of the reasons why Xenoblade Chronicle has this hype, because it's an RPG. Like we need more variety.
Like, yes, the god has come.
It's the same thing with Splatoon, because Splatoon's a shooter. It's like,
Right.
if you give me more variety in my games,
Right.
you can announce like 3 or 4 new ones, and it wouldn't bother me.
Exactly. See, Terrell, you my arch nemesis, but sometimes you know what you're talking about. That's what I'm saying. Like that is so on point.
So just from the digital event standpoint, like I think they need to really focus, like Maga said, on the Wii U and show really good trailers for like Devil's Third and Yoshi's Woolly World. We've only seen the 1 trailer ever, so
So excited for that.
Like,
show that. You know, it's a
show that
platformer,
again, I
but and then like the Treehouse would be the complement to that. So like they can't.
Yeah.
That's the nice thing about the Treehouse. Like you see the games being played. It's not it's the reason the Sony press conference literally had me angry. Was just CG trailer, no gameplay, like
I was
not
bored
even
out of my mind.
not even cutscene CG, just like completely BS. Made a CG trailer just to announce the game stuff. Like
I slapped myself just to like stay up like for that.
Yeah, wasn't that thing like what 3 hours long or something?
Yeah, they tried to drag
I
it
was
out.
so
That's why
it's such a
press
boring
conference.
But my thing is, even if they did show like CG trailers and stuff, like just show them back to back like Microsoft did. I think like out of the conferences, Microsoft probably had the best conference because they just showed game after game after game after game.
Yeah.
That
I mean, if you're
digital
gonna do it like that, just
The previous year though too.
yeah.
I think the digital event was the best thing that ever happened to E3. That thing was hilarious and just
I
straight to the
loved
point.
every minute.
And then the
I was
treehouse, like
glad they left.
treehouse after it was just perfect. It was the
Great.
perfect combination. I just want them to do that again. But
Yeah.
all right,
I think they could extend that the string, because the string was like what 45 minutes. Extend that to like an hour, maybe like an hour and a half.
yeah, the digital event was short. It was like 37 minutes or something.
Just one
I
more thing,
enjoyed
it's like, oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I enjoyed the digital event, but like I said, like if they found a way to kind of like make that mesh with something on stage, because like the digital event was cool, but it kind of suffers from the same thing as Nintendo Directs do. It only caters to people who are actually looking forward to are gonna get up and like jump up and watch that thing. Like
Nah,
if
the
it's
digital
on
event
stage,
was everywhere, though. I mean, you could watch it just like if you
I
didn't
mean,
catch.
yeah, but if it was on stage, like I think that it would have a broader range. I think.
I mean, they could do the same thing where it can be live stream on Twitch and stuff like that because
They did that.
now
Yeah.
there's a lot of now that PlayStation I just saw there. You see, they're doing it. They're
Yeah.
starting to now live stream games on Twitch. Like now they're starting to do that here and here. So that's what Nintendo really has to start doing. Is like start playing games, bring out more stuff, like start live streaming more on Twitch, even on YouTube. Do more of that because when they did San Diego, which I never expected they were gonna do, like that was great. You were seeing Smash, you were seeing Bayonetta, you were seeing a lot of titles, and
Oh yeah.
more of it for the whole 3 days of Comic-Con at San Diego. So if they keep doing this, like doing more streams, and then I remember they had that Smash stream for like 8 hours on Twitch.
Yeah.
They have to do more of that because now PlayStation is starting to do that. I bet Microsoft's going to start doing that, especially
They've
when Halo
already
comes
started.
out. And they are.
Like
We'll see.
I'm following them on Twitch, and they're always streaming games on their Twitch.
Yeah, they're streaming like Dead Rising. They're streaming like all the stuff that they have there exclusive, and that's what Nintendo really has to start now doing crazily because now these guys are starting to catch up. So
We're gonna end it at this and then go to the questions. Once Nintendo officially announces their plans for E3, which last year they did it in like the second week of April, I'm gonna have a Nia on for a debate about what's better, a conference or the digital event. So, or we'll have a discussion about it. 'Cause I think honestly, I'm so on the one side, like I hate press conferences, so I think it'd be interesting to get a bunch of different people's take on that. So we're gonna move on to questions. There's a lot of them. I'm not gonna get to them all, but I'm gonna read a question and then call out. Some of them I'll have everybody answer, but I'll have specific people answer ones. This one I'm gonna go with the newcomer, Terrell. This is Tony Coran. Do you think the Zelda Wii U delay, due to the Zelda Wii U delay, do any of you think that Nintendo was planning to have a 30th anniversary of Zelda while simultaneously releasing the Wii U title? I kind of thought this question was going to say where there'll be a 30th anniversary Zelda Wii U themed. But he didn't ask that. But what do you think they're going to do since it will be the 30th anniversary?
What can they do? Because they did the Symphony, and if the game comes out next year, that'll be a good 30th anniversary thing. I don't know. Is that really? What else could they
Gold
do?
Wii U?
Gold Wii U or something.
Oh no.
Then I have to go get it. Dang it!
I was like, Neil would lose another $300 just because.
Just because.
A limited edition
we don't
Zelda
need that.
Gold Wii U.
Gold-plated Wii U.
With the Triforce on the
With a gold Link amiibo or some crap.
Oh, we're not ready for that.
They need to do something. I honestly think they need to do something. But who knows what they'll do. Let me Anybody else come
Gold
up with
Majora's Mask.
something they might want to do
Skull
for the
Kid.
30th anniversary?
A gold skull kid with it.
Anniversary?
Get a golden tingle.
Stop. Throw that out the window straight
Why
up.
you hating on him?
Tingles,
Don't hate
Leave
on
me
Tingle
alone.
swag.
Leave me alone. I don't like no tingle.
He's
I would
got
say
so
bring
much
back the Symphony
swag.
concert.
The who? Oh yeah,
Bring back the Symphony concert. I went one time. I would love to go again. Frank. And especially to hear the new music from the new Zelda. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
All right, Coupon. What
Ooh.
surprise announcement do you expect at this year's E3 since Zelda isn't coming? I guess that's a Nintendo question. He didn't say what. So
We're gonna get a game called the Shy Guy game, because I've been seeing a lot of that on Facebook lately. I actually don't have any really concrete idea of what we would get. Like, maybe F-Zero might get announced, maybe another Metroid might get announced, or I don't know. I don't have a clue. I'm kind of curious as to what they're gonna announce, because Nintendo has a tendency to drop some random bombs for no reason whatsoever, and nobody ever knows it's coming. I mean, look at Splatoon; it came out of nowhere. Nobody knew that was coming, so who knows?
all right. I should ask this one to you, but yeah, I'm gonna go back to you. Any amiibo predictions for E3? They really struck gold with it, and I'm guessing we will see some new lines and maybe even dedicated amiibo game. Heck, I just got the new Toad one the other day. That's from Capable Type 7.
We're gonna get a Gold Skull Kid amiibo. Get ready.
We probably will get the Legends.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't put it past them to announce some Zelda line of amiibos or something for whatever reason or whatever, or maybe Star Fox or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty safe bet.
Or the Yoshi amiibo do something to Yoshi's Woolly World.
Oh my god, I would probably actually become an amiibo hunter at that point.
I've lost my soul to that.
Right. Oh, yay, brofist.
Yeah.
All right, Mega, this one's perfectly for you. Lupusilo. Question for y'all. He must be from Texas.
Awesome name.
Because Nia says y'all.
Y'all.
Did any of you play Sands of Destruction? It was made by a lot of the Xenogears team. So, Mega, did you play Sands of Destruction?
No.
Do you know what it is?
No.
Okay.
I actually don't know what that game is. I know freaking Sands of Time, but I don't know that.
I had never heard of it either.
Yeah, me.
Nia, are you familiar with the rumored Nintendo Direct leak that's supposed to come
On April 1st? Are you kidding me?
Right.
Do you remember what the rundown was of what they were gonna announce?
I didn't even pay it any attention. Like April 1st, like come on, man, who you think you're kidding?
Yeah, it was about Splatoon amiibos and Mario Kart DLC, and then adding 10 more costumes to your main character in Mario Kart, and then there was some other stuff. But that's my favorite use for the
amiibos. I don't
amiibos.
trust anything that says it's going to be happening on. Like,
well, this question was, what do you want? This question from Revolution was, what do you want to actually be true?
Hi, Revolution.
What do I want to be true?
From that rumor. So if you don't know it, then I guess you can't answer that one. I'll have to go to a different one. If anybody else wants to tackle that.
There's been a lot of stuff. I saw a bunch of like a list of what they were supposed to show, which honestly is a bunch of bull.
There wasn't much from what I saw.
Right.
Because they're supposedly supposed to show more dragons, puzzles and dragons. Like, yay. They're supposed to show like games that basically we already saw in the last direct, and that's why when I'm just like, yeah.
I hope it's fake because it wasn't very exciting sounding.
At all.
Okay, congratulations.
It's a waste of a direct.
Yeah, the highlight was the Mario Kart 8 DLC Pack 2, which I am excited to see what those tracks are going to look like, but to have a direct.
I don't think it would put a direct together.
That's
just
that'll probably be a part of one.
Didn't they just... I forget how they showed that. Didn't they just release a video showing that?
It was it was weird. Like they had like the Japanese site started releasing like these mini trailers of each track, and then when we got in America, it was in the direct where we got that giant cluster of like thing.
Yeah, so they might do some minor little thing like that. But.
All right, Terrell, this is from Robert Durant. Do you think the mobile games could replace Nintendo's handhelds?
No, no way in hell. Unless they port Pokemon to it, no way in hell.
Oh no, man! You did not just say that. Oh my god! You did not just ask that question.
There's people that
Honestly,
do that, though.
Answer me.
I mean, if they make $1 billion off mobile games, I mean, they in their minds, what do we need a handheld for? But for us gamers, we still
Don't use the Vita as a base. That's a bad representation of
Yeah.
I just think even if they do well in the mobile market, I think Nintendo isn't going to be. I would hope, I'll say, because Nintendo's weird sometimes, but I would hope Nintendo would be stupid enough to just give up on the handheld market simply because they're making more money on mobile. That's two ways of making money. Why would you give up on one just because the other's making more?
When it comes to consoles, they're stubborn.
And
I wouldn't think they would do that.
I mean, I think they'll definitely do another handheld for sure. But if it sells a third less than the 3DS, like the 3DS sells a third less than the DS, they might stop after that.
It might be like a trickle down effect where they slowly, stop with the handheld. But I don't know if they're doing some kind of handheld console thingy mixture.
I'm saying if they're doing the fusion, I don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if they're doing that thing, then the handheld is slowly gonna.
It's done anyway because it's just gonna be a.
But it ain't gonna be because of the mobile market though. That's for dang on sure.
And Tony Coran says, "Welcome back, Juice. Thanks, man. It's good to be back on a podcast. I took like 2 weeks off, so it's nice to be back talking games with you guys. I just needed to get away and catch up on some movies and stuff I've been putting off for pretty much a year. So let me kind of read some of these questions. Shadow Hero says Metroid Wii U for holiday 2015. I wish.
Not holiday.
That would kill somebody.
Holiday.
I feel like that would kill like so many people in the Nintendo community. You just see a whole bunch of heart attack reaction videos.
Honestly. I mean, I don't believe Star Fox is a big enough title and has enough game, to actually be their big holiday title because Star Fox is an on-rail shooter for the most part. Unless I don't want no on-foot Star Fox Adventures crap. I just want a true Star Fox game.
You mean that Legend of Star Fox?
That was so bad. But that's not a holiday carry the holiday type of game. It's a good game for the diehard Star Fox fans, but that can't be their big holiday game.
It's still fairly niche in itself.
Mm-hmm. And I haven't really liked one since the original. 64 was good.
64 was the only one I ever liked.
The original I loved. It was one of my favorite games on the Super NES, and I've never really cared for a game since then. So
I thought Assault was decent. It just could have been fine-tuned a little bit with the controllers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's always the controller's fault.
And Capable Tie 7 makes a good point. At least we know Nintendo's E3 won't be filled with a bunch of TV and entertainment garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Sony's got that new series on the PlayStation. And it looks terrible. It's the dude from District 9 just completely overacting. It looks so bad.
Wow.
If you haven't seen it, I'm like, one of the movies I was watching was Sony. I think it was like that one with Fury with Brad Pitt. I might be wrong, but anyway, in the beginning there's like this preview, and I was like, this looks like the worst movie ever, and I was like, oh, maybe it's a TV show, and then it says only on PlayStation Network or something. I'm like, oh my god, just make games, make freaking games.
Everybody trying to be somebody else.
It's just all right. Magnum 924. I don't want to answer this question because I don't want to talk about the NX at all. So sorry.
We don't know nothing.
We know nothing about it. I mean,
nobody knows.
There are people speculating on stupid things already about that, but
there's really no point to speculate.
Wii U was dead 2015.
Yeah. All
Oh, God. I'm gonna get that piece of paper.
We don't. Yeah.
Like we don't even know if it's gonna be a handheld or a console.
I'm leaning towards handheld.
Like it could just be. I mean, that just could be an operating system they're going to do like Steam. I mean, we don't know anything about it.
We don't know anything about it. Right. I'm not ready to talk about it yet. Like, I'm still trying to get Wii U games. Like, can we get Wii U games first?
No, Wii U's dead. Come on now.
When we were talking about E3 earlier, I was going to ask, there was always that rumor of a remastered game. Next Level Games, who did Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, supposedly working on a Wii U game. Retro Studios, we know they're working on a Wii U game. So Capable Tie 7 was kind of towards the remastered game. Do you think Animal Crossing Wii U and a Sunshine HD port, potential surprise at E3? Honestly, if Nintendo's remastering a game, I was saying this today to my buddy Derek Steelfox, and I said, it has to be Sunshine. It can't be a Wii game because that would make all us Nintendo fans hypocrites for giving all the PS4 owners and Xbox One owners crap about all the remastered PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 games.
Be the second one, though.
No,
I wouldn't say
Not
it's
for Wii.
because the biggest issue with the whole remasters from the PS3 360 era was not only were they remasters of those games, but it was also the fact that the games had literally only been out for maybe like a year or two. I mean, if it was like Mario Galaxy, that's been like what?
2007, so it's been 8 years.
So it's been a while. So
Yeah.
In my mind, though, I think a GameCube game is like the line, like the 6th gen to me seems like that's acceptable, and I think it gives you the biggest amount of improvement visually. And then I think Sunshine had a lot of potential ruined by sloppy controls and bad frame rate and some bad choices of some of the padding to the game to get the 120 stars. I think they could really rework that game and streamline it and actually make it like a great game, like they did with Wind Waker, made it a good Zelda game and turned it into a great Zelda game. So for me, that would be the one remaster I would really like to see, because it's such a different type of Mario game. But then you got Splatoon coming out, so it might be a little too similar. I don't know.
Shadow Jutsu.
I was gonna say, she keeps calling herself and then killing the clones.
All right, I'm going to ask everyone one more question, and then we'll wrap this up. So, God dang it, I got to get closer again. Lupusilu. It's just, I can't see it. I can't figure out this person's name. Lupusilu. Silo.
Wow. Okay, Silo. There.
Okay, he said he grew up with Intellivision, so the character models don't concern him in Xenoblade Chronicles X. And then he says, remember Final Fantasy VII, those character models look like origami put together by a 7-year-old, but the game was still a success. So I guess it's not really a question, but Mega...
I'm about to say, where's the
I ain't worried about the character models either.
Yeah,
It's sad.
I don't care. I'm gonna buy the game.
I'm still getting it.
I don't think the models look that bad. That's just
They're not horrible.
No, they're not.
Great.
They just don't...
I mean, it's not like they're missing faces.
They don't live up to...
They don't seem to fit in the world with
Exactly.
how beautiful the world is all I'm saying. I'm still getting the game. I care less. Like, I'll make my model, play the game, call it a day. I don't care. I'm not looking at the game.
Just
don't have her run her hand through her hair, that's all.
Yeah, just don't.
Just to say, though, 7, the reason why I was like that, because it was for its time.
That's fine. Whatever.
I know, we got them Lego characters.
Yeah, we had them Legos.
Remaster.
Yeah, they hurt when you stepped on.
Remaster Final Fantasy VII. Oh wait, never mind.
If they were going to do a remaster, I would kind of hope it'd be an N64 game.
No,
Because
it's not gonna
that'd be a huge jump.
We got her back.
Yeah, that they would really have to rebuild the game though from scratch, I think, to do. I don't think they could remaster an N64 game, and even that one they did of Super Mario 64, somebody did. It just doesn't look right. It just looks like a higher res version, and it just doesn't look good because the polygons were so low and stuff.
Well, that, and I think they pulled assets from, I think, Mario Galaxy when they...
Yeah, you can tell Mario was different. But,
Yeah. That Mario Galaxy art style didn't fit, right?
Nah, not with 64.
All right, Mega. Here's an actual question.
Bring it.
Sony or Microsoft exit the market, which this person, Lupusilo, thinks that it's likely. Who do you think will throw their hat into the ring? Samsung, Apple? I don't know what this other company is.
Hawaii, I guess.
Hawaii?
The state of Hawaii is entering the community. Okay.
I don't know who that is, but...
All right, exclude the third one. No one knows who it is. But I would say, I mean, because I noticed that Amazon's trying to do their thing. Apple and Samsung really can't do it. Now, the only way they can is if they buy PlayStation itself. because that's the only way PlayStation would ever live. And Apple, they really don't need to because they're making money just from selling iPhones. So there's no there's no reason for them to even go into the gaming business because why would they need even more money? I mean, you know.
Well, Microsoft did it.
Well, considering the industry seems to be moving away from dedicated consoles and more to PCs, like
Yeah.
I don't see anyone trying to jump in
do
now.
the console. Yeah, it's a little
Sega.
late.
Sega's coming back.
Sega's coming back.
I just wouldn't want Samsung or Apple to definitely not touch anything that has to do with gaming, because the next thing you're gonna see is freaking what's that game?
iPlay.
Freaking Sonic Runners. And it's just like, oh my god, no, please no.
Get your new Sonic game
I'm
on
not
iPlay.
Sonic Runners is not a bad game.
I mean, it's not. I'm just saying.
Sonic Runners, I bet it's better than Sonic Boom.
Well, that's not a fair comparison because Sonic Boom is like a tech demo that isn't even finished.
Sonic Boom is just. We don't talk about that no more.
I own that game. I know.
That's your
I
fault.
didn't
Oh
even.
my god.
I didn't
Burn
think
it
Sonic
down.
Lost Worlds was very good either.
Someone put a gun to your head to get that game? Like what?
No. I have the game. I'm relatively dedicated as a Sonic fan. I actually like Lost World. I thought Lost
You're
World
so
was
dedicated you'll even get that. Wow.
Yeah,
I gave
up
I
on
didn't
Sonic.
pay full price for it. I didn't pay full price.
I think I
Lost
gave up
Worlds
on
needed a
Sonic.
lot of control refinement.
Well,
I
you
stopped-
can-
I
you
stopped
can
at
tell
colors.
That was a testing round game.
I mean, it wasn't
Alright.
bad.
So Terrell, since you keep saying Star Fox is going to be delayed, here's a question:
Oh, boy.
do you want Star Fox to be delayed? For how much? Well, Capable Ty says because he cares about the franchise, and apparently the games had like barely over a year development cycle. So do you
That's
want
the
it to
thing
be?
that's what's bothering me because you gotta remember it was announced. It was announced last year, but it didn't feel like it was announced because it was just Miyamoto sitting in front of a screen. It was like
And they didn't have like any resources, like any visual or anything. It was just like a N64 build. Like they worked on the mechanics, the gameplay, the controls, and that's what was done.
yeah. Did they even have a co-developer for the game, or is that just
Not
strictly?
yet. They didn't announce who was going to be working on it.
See, and that bothers me. So like, if the game is still coming out this year, that means it's only had what, maybe a year of development. And I'm like, if this is like Star Fox, I'm not gonna say it's its last chance, but if it's like this is its big chance for revival, I wouldn't mind if it got delayed until next year. When next year?
Star Fox delayed
See,
next year.
if we saw like if I had something to go off of, like we saw like a trailer or a little bit of gameplay and see how far it is currently,
Yeah.
then I can make more of a round decision. Because if it looks like I'll put it this way, if it looked like around the same caliber as the Zelda U stuff looks, like
It's not ready.
yeah, no. If we saw a trailer like next month and it was like around Zelda U's caliber of like graphics and like polish, then I would say like early next year it could come out and it'd still be fine.
What if they could just use the Mario Kart 8 graphics engine and just all they have to do is come up with the environments and stuff? I mean, I think they could do that in a year and a half. Well, really, it's a year and a half if it comes out in November.
Right. I guess I don't know. We need a trailer. We need a trailer. We need a trailer.
I really would like to see a teaser in the next Direct, honestly.
Yes, please.
Yeah. As much as I don't want to see Star Fox delayed, I do kind of share Terrell's sentiments because it seems like hey. It seems like they're kind of rushing Star Fox because it seems like the development hasn't even been that long for Star Fox unless it's been going on longer than they're admitting to us.
They had all the gameplay mechanics pretty much down and done at E3 last year, so really all that I have to do is build the story around it. So I mean I wouldn't be mad if it came out. I think it'd be terrible to delay this game. I don't think they can delay it. I think I'd rather have Star Fox delayed than Zelda, though. I think Star Fox probably could use more time instead of a short development cycle. But since Zelda's not coming out, they gotta have Star Fox. They can't not have it. I mean, and I wish that.
I was gonna say, is there any replacement franchise they could put out that would still be at the same caliber? Like, do they have anything else besides Zelda and Star Fox?
If they had Metroid, then they don't need Star Fox.
Yeah,
F-Zero, no such luck.
So
it had to be like a combination of games if they didn't put out Star Fox or Zelda.
here's a great question that's completely right on our topic we're talking about. Do you agree Sony should remaster the Uncharted collection this holiday to build the hype for 4?
No,
No, God.
stop it.
There's a video I want to make correlating with it. I won't talk about it now, but I'm serious. Like, I'll tease a little bit of it here. When you compare like last gen to this gen, even if you're just talking about from the console, like that's saying you own a PS3 to PS4, do you feel like the PS4 is that much of an improvement, like in terms of games and everything else? Because like when you spend your first year going into 2 years just remaking old games, to me you're underselling your console. It's like, so your console isn't good enough to have good new quality games, but it's good enough to have remakes of the better games on the previous console.
Yeah. That's a sore subject for me. When I saw Dark Souls 2 getting remastered, and then the stupid one Mega said he was playing Borderlands. What's the other one that was announced recently?
Oh, God of War.
I was going to say Batman too, but
Batman.
Oh,
Yeah,
God of War
Batman.
3. That's legit. And then the Batman.
Sleeping
games.
Dogs.
I'm just like, honestly, every time they announce one of these, makes me even less interested in buying one of those systems.
that's my biggest thing right now. I was like, my original plan was getting PlayStation 4 for Kingdom Hearts 3. But I really, but I swear, it's like the only game that and Batman. But Batman I can get on PC. So I'm like, I don't want Kingdom Hearts 3 to be the only reason why I get this console, and that's what it's kind of turning into, and that's bothering me because I'm like, I'm debating whether I just want to stick with the Wii U this gen.
I'm seriously considering never getting either of those two systems.
KH3 on the Xbox One
I don't
because
care
apparently
what's
that's
gonna happen.
the only game I want on there.
I'm getting that game on both. I'm buying like 500 copies. I'll buy all the
Oh
collector's
my
editions.
God.
I'm doing all of it. I freaking love this freaking series.
Stop.
No one's gonna take that away from me.
We're not going to talk about that game.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah,
Go away.
God.
So, there's a lot of statements left, no real questions. So we're gonna wrap this up. It's been fun. I really enjoyed this one. Good to have you on here, Terrell. If you want to give any final thoughts, any last words, or do a sign off, go ahead.
Yay.
I don't even. When that Mario Kart 8 DLC, that second pack comes out, I'm gonna get on that ass, nigga. That's it's over. Like,
Oh yeah, I gotta hit you up on that anyway.
there is no question.
Oh,
It'll be
snap.
over.
Why don't you bring that tough talk to my tournament on Thursday? 'Cause,
Oh, now he wants to start back.
Oh, he backing down, huh? Oh, come at me. Come at me. 1v1 me.
Yeah, fine.
And I challenge anyone watching this. I only had 2 people join. Well, actually 3. Then Andre, GVIGN or whatever. He backed
That
out after like 4
disrespect,
races.
I know, seriously.
Great video game ideas. Never use GIVGNU or whatever. So we had 3 people basically.
Just call him Andre.
Yeah, we had 3 people. I'm challenging everyone out here watching this now live and on the replay. Juice is loose. Check my Google Plus page on Thursday. I'll share the the page that has the code number and stuff. So I'd like to see a little more participation. Hopefully in the next couple weeks, leading up to the DLC pack in May. So anyway, Nia, any final thoughts? Anything you want to say before we go?
Terminator said catch him on Miiverse though, but thanks for having me. Right? Thanks for having me. This was a really fun discussion. It's always a pleasure to, get with people and actually talk about some games, man. Let's talk about what's going on instead of all the other bull crap. You know what I'm saying?
We didn't talk about much drama or any negativity, unlike the last couple Juices Loose where we pretty much focused on the negativity. But it was fun. Glad to have you back. And Mega, I don't know if I can say the same for you, but just
Well,
there you go.
just kidding.
Well,
Good to
now.
have you back, man. I missed you.
freaking douche. Well, we'll see though. I still get you with that Shulk though. But anyway, Xbox. But yeah, so
He's really
I'll see you in Mario Kart. I'll see you in Mario Kart.
All right. And Coupon, haven't had you on in a while. It's great having you back. You brought, I think you added to the fun here.
I
be-
did something useful.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Your hair is looking really awesome right now.
And she's freaking adorable. Look at
Oh
her.
my lord.
She's like the opposite of Nia. Nia's got this hair that's just.
I'm trying to get toward Nia's. Like, I need you to stop growing yours right now. You're showing me out right now. But yeah, thanks for having me on. It's always a pleasure to talk about some cool stuff. Kick back, chuckle it up.
Yeah, it was fun.
Bayonetta 2 to drop next year.
Oh, we're gonna get that remastered edition.
Like E3 would be made for me, like if they had some Bayonetta expansion DLC or a new game or something. Like that would be enough to make up for Zelda for me. Like I don't think it's gonna happen, but that would be awesome.
Well, actually, quick side note. Speaking of platinum, well, actually, it'd probably be Capcom at this point. I want a Beautiful Joe collection. I want a Beautiful Joe collection.
Stop
So
making
bad.
me feel. No, stop. Just stop.
Let me have that dream.
That is not even a dream at this point. That is.
What did
just
they make? 2 plus the DS one?
Yeah. I missed that franchise.
Now that's
I know.
real quick. That's what they used to do. Like on the 7th gen, they would give you collections and in HD. So they would make it HD and give you collections. Other than the Master Chief collection, like in this generation, it's just bump up the resolution of one game and charge you full price for it.
Why do people buy it?
I don't know.
I'm so confused by that.
Man,
You know
that's the way
what? I'm
people
not
are.
even gonna hate on remasters because every time they remaster a game, it's on Steam. The original version is on Steam for cheap. So y'all keep making those remasters. So I keep getting these.
Yeah, I'm about to say I got the original Tomb Raider for on the PS3 for like $10.
Like you could, I almost made a video about Battlefield Hardline with its $120 premium
That's
price tag.
ridiculous.
And I just wanted to say to all the people that bought that, if you're watching my channel and you bought that, please unsubscribe because I have no respect for you. But I was just gonna joke into it.
God.
I bought Titanfall. That had a $120 premium edition, and 5 months later, it was on Origin on my PC for $20 with all the DLC. That $120 edition. So anyone who even considering buying Battlefield Hardline or any other EA game at full price, I mean, just wait 5 months. Please do yourself a favor. Save $100. Save $50. I got the regular edition of Titanfall was $5 and was like 5 months after it launched. So
That's
Yeah,
nuts.
because believe it or not, they had the sale for Titanfall, and then they after like the year anniversary, they're just like, hey, here's all the DLC. We don't give a care anymore.
yeah, because no one's playing the game, but I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that's
But
EA.
it's getting a sequel though.
Yeah, I'm sure, and it'll probably do a lot better. But it's just people got to be a little bit smarter. I know, just love to play games and stuff, but you got to think, it's going to be cheaper, and just wait a little bit. Especially what's the one on, like a lot of the PS4 games that came out within the last year are like $30. $20, $30, $40, whatever. So, just talking about remasters and stuff. There's a lot of ways you can still get these games and not pay the $60 and above price tags. So, I guess we'll end it on that little bit of advice for you. As a Nintendo fan, we don't usually get those kind of deals. Those games stay full price for a long time until they come out with some kind of Nintendo comes out with like a, what do they call it? Their Platinum series or whatever. I forget the Nintendo version of that. Years later, you might get it for $30 new still. But
Either that or
anyway,
the games will start disappearing like Pikmin 3 seems
yeah,
They need to go ahead and just make a Nintendo Select version of Pikmin 3. More people need that game. Like
Yeah, they do.
life.
you can download it, which everyone says, but that's still not the same as having it in the store. If someone goes and buys a new Wii U, they see Pikmin 3 there. And Lego City Undercover is $60-$70 on Amazon. And
that kills me too.
there's a store by my house that has the last copy probably
I have my store has like 5 copies of it.
And
I don't even see Bayonetta 2 as consistently.
I see it every time I go. And it's
I
still
actually
$60.
don't see her anymore anywhere.
Yeah.
At my couple game stores, I see it every time I go. So, anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks to my guests for joining. This was a great discussion, and I look forward to future discussions. And each week I try to mix up the guests, but I always try to get everyone back at some point. So anyway, that's going to be it for this Juice is Loose, and look out for the Mario Kart 8 tournament. I'm going to try to push that a little bit harder because it's kind of dwindled down the attendance. So that's going to be on Thursdays, 8 p.m. or no, that's at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So anyway, that's going to be it, and we'll see you on the next video.